It was intense, obviously, for everyone, Michael Jaafar, because as you heard from our own Matt Johnson, Scott, the son who they were pointing the finger at, broke down in the gallery. This is a crime that broke this family apart. And if you buy the defense's story, this should make those kids happy, right? Because they wanted her to be convicted so they could get more out of the father's death. Again, you know, the jury decided that that wasn't the story, but I would love to get your reaction.
This is earth-shattering, dramatic moves. I won't be able to top what Jack did in terms of the emotional aspect of this thing, right? I remember the first trial I ever lost. It was a misdemeanor case. It was larceny, right? It was a bench trial. It wasn't even a jury trial. The first case I lost was a bench trial for larceny with the maximum sentence being 90 days, right? I still remember. It was in 2007, right? I still remember it, and it was emotional, and that was nothing, right? He's right. These are just absolute. I remember when I was a young attorney, we were working on a big case, and we won it, right? I went out to celebrate, and he went home. He said, "I want to tell you something. You're going to be depressed for a couple of weeks." And I told him, "Well, why? We just won the case." He said, "Here's why. We've been working on this case for a year. We just won the case. The case is over. You had a sense of purpose in your life, and it was this case. For a year, you had other things you were working on, but you immersed yourself into this case, you and the team. Your sense of purpose is gone for at least a good couple of weeks until we get into a bigger case, into another case." And he was right. It was I was loafing around. It was difficult, right? And then what Matt Johnson just said, and that guy's tenacious, by the way. He's given me lots of insight about this case that I didn't have. He said, "I just learned right now that one of the jury foreperson was pacing. It's going to live with that person for the rest of his life," right? He was pacing because they had to wait. And the fact that this jury was hung earlier today, to me, it boggles my mind in terms of the human tragedy of it. And she was pointing a finger at her son, who looks just like her, right? And there's going to be checks administered to the son because a probate attorney is going to bring him in and say, "Now that your mom has been found guilty, these parts of the estate go from her to you. And you were responsible for her getting convicted, and you are responsible for destroying." I'm not saying he did anything wrong. I'm just saying he's responsible for the destruction of their family. I'm not saying he's wrong for that. It's a fact. It's a fact that had it not been for him testifying against his mom, I don't know if she would have been convicted. But the point is the human tragedy element of this. And then Michael also reminding me that she was taking off her earrings after it kind of sunk in. That made me sad. It really made me sad. There's two universes. There's a universe where she did this and the universe where she didn't do it. We technically don't know which universe we live in. Neither does the jury. Nobody knows, right? She knows, and Scott knows, right? But in either universe, it's a tragedy. And if we live in the universe where she did not do this, that's an even bigger tragedy.